Going on a trip with next generation English. We're gonna learn and dive into this magic land. We're gonna find some friends and learn some words. I want to see what you like. Your favorite food, your favorite team. Come in this journey with me. Next generation. Next generation. Next generation. English for you and me. Don't be scared of what you heard. English is not what you think. If you pay attention, you might just dream. Next generation, I wanna learn with you. You wanna learn with me? Hey, come on, let's work together in this. This project is for all of us who want to win. Next generation. Next generation. Next generation. English for you and me.
For those who don't remember who I am, my name is Eder, and I am here with my best friend Natalia. Keep in mind that together we are going to travel and learn more about our culture and region. We love learning about our Caribbean region. Hello Natalia, let the audience know who you are and what else we're gonna do in this program.
Hi everyone, my name is Natalia. I am 16 years old and I live in Puerto Colombia, Atlántico. I am really happy to start this English program with you. In this radio program, we're going to learn about different places and people, and we're going to do it in English. Do you like English, Heather? How about you guys? Do you like English?
Of course, I love English and I'm sure that our listeners love it too. I practice English with my friends and my family every single day. In this program, we are going to have different sections. Atlantic News, Sports, Get to Know Me, Let's Play, Listen Up, Get Ready with Me, Reading Nook, and Backpack. Natalia, please let us know what we are going to talk about in each section.
Well, Heather, first of all, we have Atlantic News, where we will talk about current events in our department. For example, information about the quarantine and important things happening in Atlántico. Then we have Sports, a section dedicated to our most important athletes and the sports we like a lot. We will also have a section for interviews called Get to Know Me. We will talk to some of the most interesting people you can think of.
Wow, we are going to learn a lot about our region, sports, and people with those sections. I can't wait. So far, my favorite section is about sports. Okay, what else do we have for our audience, Natalia?
Next, our most fun section, Let's Play. We will play games together and we will have some challenges for you too. It will be so much fun. Listen Up is our music section. We will discuss the greatest hits in English of all time. Finally, our beauty section for all you beautiful people. Get ready with me. We will talk about the latest trends in fashion, makeup, hair, and even health.
I'm really excited to listen to those sections. Let me tell you that I love traveling and discovering new things. That's why in our backpack section, we'll be traveling to different towns from our department. We will take our backpacks and take our imagination to discover more and more about these places. Remember, imagination can take you anywhere.
Yeah, Heather, that sounds cool. I remember that I saw you with many books in your backpack. So let me ask you, do you like reading books and short stories?
You have to be kidding me. Reading is my passion. This is one of my favorite parts of the day.
Well, I think that you're going to love this section, Reading Nook. This is a relaxing section. We will pick a book and we will read it together.
Natalia, that sounds awesome. But I'm sure that our listeners have this question. What is a reading nook?
A reading nook is a place where you can sit and take a breath. It should be a corner, or if you like, it could be an entire room in your home dedicated to your needs and unique personality. Basically, it is your own space to read. Heather, do you have your own reading nook?
Honestly, my favorite spot to read is in my backyard. I have a big tree and I sit under it. It's really fresh. You know, I love nature. Hey Natalia, what time is it?
Let me check. I'm not sure. I got to be honest with you, Heather. I don't know how to tell the time in English. I'm sorry.
Don't worry, I'm going to teach you how to tell the time in English. In this section, you are going to learn how to tell time in English, okay?
That sounds great. I really want to learn how to tell time in English. I always got confused with the clock or my watch.
Okay, Natalia, let's start talking about how to tell time in English. It's important to keep in mind that we use the expression tell time. To tell time means to understand a clock and to express the time of day. Okay?
Yes, that sounds simple.
Let's start with the first question for today, a basic one. Probably the most familiar question for many of our listeners, which is simply, what time is it? Repeat after me. What time is it?
What time is it?
What time is it? This is the most basic time related question when you want to check the time. If you want to ask someone the current time, just ask, what time is it? What time is it? Recuerda, cuando quieres saber la hora, solo pregunta en inglés, what time is it?
That's easy to ask. What time is it?
That's it. Keep in mind that what time is it is the most basic way to ask about the time. Or some people might ask, what time is it now? So, you might also hear, what time is it now? So, we don't need to use now, but if you want to, you can. So, what time is it is our basic question.
How do we answer that question? People always ask me what the time is, and I never tell them because I don't know how to tell time.
It's really easy. Pay close attention to me. To answer that question, we have a couple different ways. We can answer that question saying it's plus a number. Vamos a suponer que son las 10 en punto. Natalia, what time is it?
It's 10 o'clock.
Yeah, you're right. We use the word o'clock to say that it's the top of the hour, So the top of the hour means it's like right at the 0 minute. Como dirían en español, en punto. Let's practice. Vamos a suponer que son las 11 en punto. Natalia, what time is it?
It's 11 o'clock.
Let's practice. Vamos a suponer que son las 9 en punto. Natalia, what time is it?
It's 9 o'clock, right?
So far, so good. Hasta el momento, todo bien. Now, it is not the top of the hour. It's some other point in time. We can use this pattern, it's, where you have your hour and two other digits. Let me give you an example. Vamos a suponer que han pasado 10 minutos después de las 10 en punto. We say, it's 10:10. Let's practice. Vamos a suponer que han pasado 20 minutos. Natalia, what time is it?
It's 10:20. Telling the time in English is really easy.
Yeah, Natalia. Telling time in English, it's easy. You learned to tell time in just a minute. So far, these are the two basic ways to tell time. If it is the top of the time, we say it plus the number, and we add the word o'clock. For example, it's 1 o'clock, it's 2 o'clock, it's 3 o'clock, it's 4 o'clock, it's 5 o'clock, it's 6 o'clock, it's 7 o'clock, it's 8 o'clock, it's 9 o'clock, it's 10 o'clock, it's 11 o'clock, it's 12 o'clock. Now, if you just say 12 o'clock, if you don't know what it's like outside, is it dark? Is it 12 o'clock at night? Is it 12 o'clock in the afternoon? So sometimes when it's 12, we just say 12 noon or midnight. Okay? If it's night, we say midnight. But we'll get to that later.
Okay, that's clear. And when it is not top of the hour, we say it's plus a number and the minutes. For example, vamos a suponer que pasaron 20 minutos de cada hora. It's 1:20, it's 2:20, it's 3:20, it's 4:20, it's 5:20, it's 6:20, it's 7:20, it's 8:20, it's 9:20, it's 10:20, it's 11:20, and finally it's 12:20. Y mediodía en inglés es 12. Noon. Medianoche en inglés es midnight.
Yeah, you're right, Natalia. You are a great student.
Heather, I have a question. When do we use AM and PM?
It's really easy. We use AM for morning and PM for the afternoon. We use AM from midnight to 11:59 in the morning. We use PM from 12 o'clock, noon or midday, to 11:59 at night.
I got it. Vamos a suponer que son las 10:15 de la mañana. In English, we say it's 10:15 a.m., right?
Yeah, you're right. But you may hear other people saying it's a 10:15.
It's a 10:15. What does it mean? You did not teach me that.
Don't worry, Natalia. It's 10:15. Why are we saying that? Just imagine a clock. Divide your clock into quarters, okay? Quarter in Spanish is cuarto. So, Natalia, how many quarters does a clock have?
Okay, 4 quarters because a quarter of an hour is 15 minutes. So there are 4 quarters in an hour. Am I right?
Yeah, you're right. So, when it's 10:15, it's 10:15. Okay? Let's practice. Vamos a suponer que son las 11:15. Natalia, what time is it?
It's 11:15.
Great job! It's easy to tell time in English, right?
Yeah, Heather. Thanks for teaching me how to tell time in English. See you later.
Are you in a reading nook? I hope all of you are now in your reading nook because it's time to be really attentive. We are going to start our segment, Reading Nook. Last section, we started reading Moby Dick and we have an activity to check. Are you ready?
Yes, I am ready. I really liked this book. I answered all the questions, and for sure our listeners have their own answers too. I really want a 5, the highest score.
Well, Natalia, you will get a 5 if you give me the right answers for all the questions. But don't worry about the score, because in this space, the most important thing is that you learn.
Okay, Heather, I know that the most important thing is to learn, but believe me, I won't make any mistakes. Let's start.
Let's start with the first question. What do you know about Moby Dick?
Easy peasy. Moby Dick is a whale or the white devil. Moby Dick took Captain Ahab's leg.
Great, Natalia. That's right. Who is Ishmael?
Ishmael is a good sailor. He works on different ships. He loves his life in the ocean. He feels sad when he's not on a ship.
Yeah, Natalia. Next question. Who came from Kokoboko?
I think I'm going to get a perfect score. Queequeg. He came from Kokoboko, a long way in the Pacific Ocean. He became a whaler.
Yes, it is. If you get the next question right, you will get a perfect one. Here we go. Who is Ishmael's new friend?
Queequeg is Ishmael's new friend.
Wow, you are on fire.
Did I get everything right?
Yeah, you got all the answers right. You really pay attention to this chapter of this book called Moby Dick. Okay, today we are going to read a new chapter of this book. Natalia, I'm sure that you and all our listeners are really excited to continue with this adventure.
Sure, Heather. Let me remind our listeners that it is very important to pay close attention to this story. We always have some questions to check if you're following the story.
Don't worry, Natalia. I'm sure that our listeners are going to be really attentive. Go ahead, Natalia.
Chapter 2. We find our ship. That morning, I looked around Nantucket for a good whaling ship. I stopped looking when I saw the Pequod. It was tall and strong. Its wood was dark from many years on the wild oceans. I went onto the ship. A man sat at a table with a big book in front of him. He wore a long black coat and a big black hat. He didn't smile. "This is a fine ship. and I want to go whaling with you. Where do I write my name, Captain? I asked happily. I am not the captain. Captain Ahab is sick. He's down below. I'm a Starbuck. Are you a whaler? He asked. No, but I'm a good sailor, I answered. You can ask the captains of my other ships. I'm not interested in your captains and your ships, he said. Sailing is not whaling. Whaling is a hard life. You'll be away from home for many years. The work is difficult. You have to be strong and fast, and it's very dangerous. I want to learn, and I want to see the world, I said. Oh, you'll see the world. And you'll see more, good and bad, some very bad things. He looked at me for a minute. Then he spoke again. I'll tell you about whaling. Captain Ahab has only one leg. And do you know why? Because a whale took his other leg. A huge whale took it off. I said nothing. What could I say? So, you want to be a whaler on Captain Ahab's ship? Can you look into the eye of a whale? Can you stand in front of its huge mouth and throw your harpoon? I can and I will, I shouted. I'm not afraid. I'm a good sailor. You'll see. This is my life and I... He stopped me and turned the big book around. Write your name here, he said. His eyes were tired. Thank you. You won't be sorry, I said. Don't forget my words, he answered. I have a friend. He's a good whaler, I said. We'll see. Bring him tomorrow, said the Starbuck. Queequeg and I went to the Pequod the next day. The man on the ship laughed at his huge, ugly man. Queequeg didn't say anything. He looked down at the water from the ship. Then he turned and spoke to the men. Do you see that bird? He asked. The men looked, but they couldn't see anything. There, said Queequeg. The men looked carefully this time and saw a small dead bird a long way away on the water. That bird's a whale's eye, said Queequeg. He threw his harpoon and hit the bird. Now that whale is dead, he said. The men were quiet. Queequeg was better than every other man on that ship. And so the Pequod had 2 new whalers. We went to our room and got our things. An old man stopped us on the street before we got back to the Pequod. Are you sailing with Captain Ahab? Do you know him? He asked. Yes, we are sailing with him. He's sick now, but we'll meet him later, I answered. Sick? He shouted. Yes, he's a sick man. He's the devil. And who are you? I asked. I'm Elijah, he answered. Why do you say this about Captain Ahab? Men say that he's a whaler. They're right, answered the man quietly. Then his eyes turned big and wild. But he's the devil. I sailed with him, and I know, and his men are the devil's helpers. He looked at me strangely. He only has one leg. Do you know Captain Ahab's story? I suddenly felt afraid. Of course we do, I said. I turned to Queequeg. Come, my friend, I said. Let's leave this crazy old man. And we went quickly to the ship. We sailed on Christmas morning. Captain Ahab didn't come up and meet the whalers, but every night we heard him. He walked up and down, up and down. One night we heard Starbuck speak. Please, Captain, stop. You're waking your men up. No, I can't sleep, so my men won't sleep. They can't think of whales in their beds. Dead whales. That's their job, shouted Captain Ahab. I thought of Elijah's words, the devil's helpers. Were the men on the Pequod devils? There was unhappy Starbuck. Then there was a stop. He was very different. He always laughed and told funny stories. From my bed, I looked around at my neighbors. Bildad, Tashtigo, Dagu, Flask, Manxman, and the other whalers. They were from many different countries and had interesting stories. They weren't all good men, but they weren't devils. Who were Captain Ahab's devils?
Okay, this is all for today's Reading Nook. Thanks, Natalia, for reading this new chapter of this amazing book. Reading books in English it's really important for learning this language, English. When I read a book, I learn new vocabulary and practice my English by discovering new things in each story. Now it's time to check your understanding. In this new activity of this book, we have some questions that you need to answer. Keep in mind that all these questions are based on the pages that Natalia just read. Are you ready?
Yes, we are ready.
Okay, let's start. Listen to 4 questions and write the answers. Keep in mind that we'll check them in the next Reading Nook session. Here we go. Question number 1. Who is Starbuck? Who is Starbuck? Question number 2. Is whaling easy? Is whaling easy? Question number 3. Who has only one leg? Who has only one leg? Question number 4. Is Quickap good at whaling? Is Quickap good at whaling?
In our next Reading Nook, we will be answering these questions and we will know more about this short story, Moby Dick. Stay tuned!
We're going on a trip with next generation English. We're gonna learn and dive into this magic land. We're gonna find some friends